Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel, Keith 60 Hotshot Adventures. Taking some time to do typical maintenance. I did this is a 48-inch deck on a Husqvarna. It's got a I don't know 24 horse twin there. Basically, this is a 3-blade deck. You know, one on each side, one in the middle. There are these grease fittings. I just used some standard number 2, like wheel bearing grease. So pump some grease in that fitting. There's one up here, and then there's one on the other side under a plastic cap as well. Pumped a bunch of grease in there, and then popped off all 3 of my blades there. That's a 16 millimeter. Not on the bottom. Popped them off. Used an angle grinder. Kind of sharpened up the blades a little bit. Made sure all the tires had proper tire pressure in them, because if it helps to turn the tires when they're not flat. And if your tire pressure is off, your cutting will be off too, potentially. This was a second hand, so my bar was broken and gone, so I used a chunk of chain that was about the length it needed to be. Another thing I've done to this tractor is when you go to put it in reverse to back up or something, it usually shuts the blades off. Well, that's super annoying to me. So I just unplugged it, so now I can go forward, reverse, or whatever direction I want to go, and the PTO for the blades won't keep cutting on and cutting off. The thing I didn't disable was I didn't undo this plug here, so when you get off the seat with the pressure switch, it'll still try and shut off if you get up. I took a Harbor Freight little receiver thing here, put whatever size that bolt was, big bolt in there, and then obviously that's not strong enough, it'll bend, because it did. And then just had some random metal, kind of tacked it both places, and then had to run a bolt all the way through it. So just a tractor pin, so I can use various hitches or whatever for like my little garden cart. This thing has a lot of hours on it. Got it secondhand. Battery, of course. I have replaced the battery in the alternate starter. It's got an inline fuel line, shut off for the winter time, so I'll just turn the valve, run it wide open until it cuts off, and then that's how I kind of store it for the winter. I have not changed its oil yet this year. Just checked the fuel filter and such. And then I think there might be a fitting or something for the steering. I think you can grease it somewhere. I haven't done that, but it's what it is on that. So it's just a quick video about tractor maintenance, just a couple things that I do. Also, if your steering is kind of crunchy, each side of there's a little grease fitting there for the shaft for the wheels. And I don't know, just put a silly little bumper and some lights on it. These lights work too, but they're not nearly as bright. Yep, just a basic Husqvarna. Oil-wise, typical 30 weight oil. My uncle actually runs some 10W30, like car oil. It is what it is, I mean, he's been doing that for a couple of years. He's like at the end of the day, he's like, once it runs and it gets up to operating temp, he's like, it's still a 30 weight oil, more or less. But yeah, so just a quick tractor maintenance video, I guess you can call it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.